AI is ruining music. Whatever. Go ahead and cry me a river, since Timbo Stamp is on that too.
Y'all crying about AI taking your spot, but your songs barely mix. Why would we train it on that?
Man, y'all scared of AI, but record every hook in Melodyne.
Auto-tune is AI, baby. Y'all just didn't complain till it started writing better hooks than you. Timbo ain't the villain, he just not babysitting y'all no more. You want opportunity, but ain't got output.
You worried about AI stealing your sound? Bro, you ain't got one.
Hey, you know what, man? I was gonna low-key leave this alone, just in case if I blow up, I can maintain a relationship. But this is way too much, yo. Like I really I can't wrap my head around this. For those that don't know, Timbaland signed his first AI artist. I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. This sound like a freaking corn addiction, bro. Listen. I gotta keep it real. Like, if we keep it, this sound like a nigga that's been addicted, that's been on the hub way too long. I'm not talking about the one that shows Alf and Blossom towards the evening. I'm not talking about that. Like, this is weird ass behavior. To the I can't wrap my head around how you have actual human beings and real artists who are struggling, who could use the resource, who could use your area of expertise, who could use your experience, and you ignore that and say, I'm going to make up a weird-ass fantasy land with a fictional artist. And then, not to mention, to make matters worse, let's just say, for instance, okay, I didn't have a problem with this AI thing. You know what this nigga put out as the teaser song? Nelly Furtado, Promiscuous Girl. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, and then, to make matters worse, right? So, it's already bad enough that you have decided you didn't want to give an opportunity to a human being. Whatever reason that was. So now you go as far as you make an AI video that is really weird and off-put. I mean, it sounds like you're trying to recreate Kung Fu Panda, first and foremost. But you recreate a whole damn video to diss artists and to diss producers that don't have everything figured out. So he's talking about, your mixes aren't even really mixed right and all this other. Like, my man, if people had the financial resource, let alone resources, period, if they had the right people in their corner to get their stuff mixed right, they would do it. It's not a matter of, they're being lazy or, they don't have the money or the resources. I mean, goddamn, is that fucking hard to figure out? If I don't have it, I'm going to do whatever's convenient. Yeah, in the beginning, I might have, and here's the problem with the music industry, right? And I'm not saying this in every scenario, but this happens way too often. Everybody wants, the problem with the music industry is this. They want everybody that's coming in, they want up-and-coming artists to be Jesus. It's not possible. If I don't have my stuff together, what makes you think you have your stuff together? If you had your stuff together, you'd be in heaven with God, but you're not. But here's what I'm trying to say, right? So the reality situation is, and just like Tupac said in the interview, every single person needs help, right? And right now, the industry don't really want to help you. They basically say, yo, you got the internet. You figure this shit out by yourself. And really, what there really are right now is truly investors. And the problem is, it's too many investors and not enough people that say, hey, listen, I see your talent. I see the direction that you're going. And people will, when you try to generalize everything, it's a slap in the face to the real artists that actually could use the help and support and actually will take advantage of it. At the end of the day, it's all about who you choose. It's not every independent artist that's struggling doesn't have it or isn't ready. At the end of the day, the truth of the matter is you'll never be ready unless you get that experience. But if you're not allowing them to get that experience, it's just weird to me. Like, out of all the people that done paid money to be in your life, they had to pay. Now I think about it, it's so disrespectful because if I'm not mistaken, you gotta pay this nigga to listen to your music. So you diss the motherfuckers who actually pay money to have you listen to their music. The shit's not free. So what the fuck are we talking about here? You're dissing motherfuckers who actually paid you money to listen to their music. This shit right here was tacky as fuck. It was very, very lame, very corny, and I think it's a slap in the face to people out there that really could use the help that really and honestly, Loki, this makes you appreciate what Kai Cenat did with the Stream University even more. Because you're gonna say, well, yeah, well, he really was about putting his friends on. Well, yeah, I mean, you kind of have one. You should already expect that. If you didn't expect it, there's something wrong with you. Like, they're not gonna put a whole bunch of random people there because ain't nobody gonna watch, right? Like, if I put a bunch of random people there, I don't know how good they are. I don't know anything about them, and it might end up being boring, and people might no longer tune in. But if I have familiar faces in there, and also it's a good thing because the students at the university can have people have situations where they can come to those guys that, you know, Kai, that were already established, and they could kind of feed off their bread a little bit, and that's their way of networking. And also it makes them more it makes those guys that Kai is obviously already familiar with, his friends, the guys that already made it, they're now accessible to those young up-and-coming streamers, so that way if they have any questions, they're right there kind of at arm's length, if that makes sense. But it makes me appreciate what Kai did so much more, because that's a real nigga to me, if you ask me. Like, the fact that he put up his own money, all the resources, he took time out to provide an opportunity, a networking opportunity for these young up-and-coming streamers. And you know, from the looks of it, especially with Ages Class and all that, it looks like they got out of it. That's a motherfucker who put niggas on. I think that as artists, we got to develop some sort of self-sufficiency. I think that's very important. But at the same time, we all need help. Because I'm telling you right now, releasing a song just by itself, one pet peeve that really kills me the most, and I'm going to try to say this and wrap this video up. One pet peeve that really kills me the most is that they'll say, oh, you got to be consistent with the music. It's a whole different fucking area when it comes to releasing music than it is releasing content. Release content, like this video right here, put that motherfucking camera on to my face, boom, and hit upload. Music is not like that. Music is, you gotta record. You gotta purchase the fucking beat. Eventually you have to purchase the exclusive, which is gonna run you at north of $200, like roughly $400, $500 for most producers. But it might be more, it might be $1,000. Right, so you gotta buy the exclusive. You gotta pay to get it mixed and mastered. And honestly, if you know how to do it yourself, kudos to you. Most people don't know how to do it. I tried it, I can't. So you gotta pay to get it mixed and mastered, and actually master for real. You actually have to pay for Song Trusted to get royalties, and then you gotta pay for at the U.S. Copyright Office so a motherfucker don't steal your idea. And then on top of it, you gotta pay influencers to put out your videos. Then you gotta put money towards ads. You know, it's all this other fucking expense you gotta pay for. It's not even really about the talent gap or who's ready, who's not. You just gotta give people the fucking opportunities. Stop fucking like shaming people because they don't have it all figured out yet. You didn't have it all figured out when you came in, and neither did the motherfuckers you work with. It took time. And there's no artist development because motherfuckers don't want to take time to nurture relationships, to help artists build from the ground up, to say, okay, I can see where you're going. Let me invest not just the money, but my time, the effort, the resources to help you elevate to where you need to be. Everybody just wants to fucking throw money at a U.S. Treasury, which, you know, if you really think about it, makes no fucking sense. But that's all I got to say about it. Peace.